Good over SA viewers, this is Satellite Media. Let us quickly look at this trending issue, a situation where the Arewa are already seeing TINUBU as no longer one of their own. Remember that before now, in the period to 2020 presidential election, they saw him as one of their own, simply because he is a Muslim. But currently, this tweet that is coming from Patrick Annan, I think says it all. According to him, he's saying Islamic Brotherhood in the mud. He went further to say that Arewa are scheming against a Yoruba Muslim president. He said, I love it. He said they are showing that ethnicity surpasses religion, which they had previously denied. He went further to say that they betrayed Uncle Abiola, a Yoruba Muslim, and are now betraying another one years later. He went further to say that it will be hard to weaponize Islam in the future agenda. So the point here is, I think it's now becoming very clear that in that 2020 presidential election, that the Arewas, or rather the political class in the north, actually weaponized religion, of course, to woo and magnetize vote from the north. Because currently, from what we are seeing, almost all the elements in the north, regardless of the fact that TINUBU is one of their own, is a Muslim, they are now seeing him as someone who is not electable any longer. And the TINUBU style of government anyway have proven that he wants to weaken the Fulanis, perhaps in the favor of the middle belt. We are seeing how currently he's trying to build that consciousness among the middle belters, that they should realize that they have the potential, they have the American strength to, of course, drive the process of electioneering and perhaps lead the region in terms of getting vote for whoever want to emerge as the president in the future election. But currently, we are seeing a whole lot of people from the north saying they are not supporting the man TINUBU. And these are people who, of course, we understand in the build-up to 2023 election, they stood by him, they draw support for him, and they helped him to magnetize vote across the length and breadth of the north. And for me, I don't know when a TINUBU himself ceased to be a Muslim, because at the last count, I understand that he's still a Muslim. But the point is, if their argument is based on performance, we now begin to ask questions. Buhari, as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, was adjudged to have performed poorly in so many areas of human endeavor, particularly even the area of security that have been given enough concern. I think Buhari performed poorly in that area. And at no point did we see the Arewa coming against a Buhari. So the question is, if non-performance is the basis for which they are attacking a TINUBU and questioning his whether he's electable in 2027, we now begin to ask, when a Buhari was there and he was not performing, why did they not complain? We understand that even under Buhari, the issue of insecurity was a major concern for the north. Currently, it is being addressed, though it's still a thing of concern. But why is it that the north then did not see any reason to ask the president after his first 4 years that they are not going to support him for the second term? And of course, I understand that under Muhammadu Buhari, we had the issue of NSAS, where you saw almost every city in the southern part of the country, particularly the youths, filing out to demand that SARS should be disbanded, perhaps because of the essence of that tactical unit of the police. But the point here is, during that time, the North stayed away from that protest, because it was believed that any protest under Muhammadu Buhari is targeted at the government. Though that protest was not targeted at the government, it was a demand that the police tactical unit SARS should be disbanded, and of course part of the demand was that police welfare should be improved. But having said that, I think the North is not justified currently with their position, because we have seen a whole lot of individuals from different angle, from different perspective, saying that the man TINUBU is not electable in 2027. We are seeing the likes of Dr. Garos Galolo. Of course, I think he is one of the leading voices in that regard. He made it very clear that he supported TINUBU in 2023 presidential election. Though he didn't mention the basis for who he supported him, but I understand that he is equally a Muslim. I mean Dr. Garos Galolo. And currently, he is saying he is not going to support him in 2027. And of course, in one of his outbursts, he made it very clear that in 2027, that before 12 o'clock, that very day of the election, that TINUBU would have known his fate. But the argument is, if a Buhari did not perform, and he didn't get this type of treatment from the North, why is it that if this type of treatment is coming from them against TINUBU? What the basis of this argument is, if performance is a yardstick to determine support of a candidate or a presidential candidate in an election, I think a Buhari needed not to get the support of the North. Let's look at another APC's chieftain. Of course, this one is making it very clear. I am reading from Daily Post. It says, Kano APC chieftain regrets supporting TINUBU, says Nigerians are hungry. Yes, I agree that Nigerians are hungry, but when Nigerians were hungry under a Buhari, why is it that they didn't speak out? And they ended up supporting a Buhari for second term. And up to today, they see Buhari as a Megaskia, meaning an honest man. There is more for that to say that an APC, an All Progressive Congress APC chieftain, Alhaji Abdulmajid Dan Bilki, commander, has expressed regret over his decision to campaign for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023 general election. He went for that to say that, speaking in a telephone interview with Daily Trust, commander said President Tinubu's performance has fallen short of expectations, the same way a Buhari performance fell short of expectations, and they supported him and gave him a second term. A second term. So the point I'm making here is, why is it that the North, or Arewa rather, didn't see anything wrong in supporting a Buhari that couldn't have gotten pass mark after his first tenure? Then we are equally seeing the lies of Erufai. I think Erufai currently is another man who is who should be watched out for, because this is somebody in the league of those who actually campaigned for Tinubu vigorously in that 2023 presidential election. He was everywhere, magnetizing votes, drumming support for the man Tinubu. But currently, they are falling apart. I understand that at the point he was nominated as a minister designate, but as going concern during the screening, he was not screened as a result of some petition. But currently, he have accused even APC itself that there is no internal democracy. And he have even challenged Bola, who of course lashed out at him, that even if he were serving in Tinubu's government, that he would have equally criticized the system if it was not working. That is yet to be seen whether he said the truth or not. But what we understand is that currently he is in the league of those who are fighting vigorously to see that a Tinubu perhaps do not get a second term. Then with the likes of Kwankwaso, I understand that though Kwankwaso is not in APC right from time, Kwankwaso is the leader of Kwankwaso movement, of course, the leader of New Nigerian People's Party. Of course, that is the party that is ruling Kano State. But Kwankwaso from the beginning have made it clear that he have intention of leading the country. Perhaps maybe throw his hat in the ring in 2027 to contest again. But as I look at it, Kwankwaso is another man who is joining force with other Northerners to have a new person in Asurokon 2027. I think during the issue of tax reform bill, though the issue of tax reform bill is still in the front border, somebody like Kwankwaso made it very clear that that bill is against the North. Of course, he went further to even allege that the current government of Senator Abiola TINUBU from Abuja is imposing an emir on Kano State. He didn't stop there. He equally alleged that Lagos is taking away the taxes of the north. Of course, he went further to say that, allege that when their sons and daughters bring companies, that Lagos will take the headquarters of those companies to Lagos as he was taking away their taxes. And that issue is still on ground, because we understand that the issue of the tax reform bill have not been concluded, though the governor forum has since come to compromise with the tax reform bill committee of the president. And we understand that in the House of Rep, the bill have now gone for second reading, and they need to have a concurrent proceeding in the Senate before they finally pass the third reading. Of course, I understand that after the first and second reading, I think you need to go to the relevant committee of the houses, the two chambers of National Assembly, before it come back for the third reading, before it will pass to the president for presidential assent. Whenever I look at it, the North have come up with serious opposition in what look like using it as an excuse to fight the president. We have equally seen the lives of groups of the North, from the North, talking of Northern Leaders Forum, coming out clearly to say voting for TINUBU in 2023 was a mistake. A mistake they say they don't hope to repeat in 2027. At the point we saw the leader of Arewa Consultative Forum, who said that in 2027 that the North will only support a Northern candidate. Though he was suspended after that statement, but he has seen the record to his office, an indication that the statement have the backing of the stakeholders of that organization and of the North in general. So the way it is very clear that the North actually want a change of pattern, particularly in Aso Rock come 2027, because they are not losing sleep on this. The people who are coming against the president are increasing by the day. But again, I think the president in his wisdom, I'm not saying he has performed to even guarantee or earn him a second term. I'm not saying that, because currently we are seeing serious hardship under this current administration. But however, we witness almost the same thing under Muhammadu Buhari. But the North did not use that as a yardstick to determine whether Buhari should be voted for in his second term. Buhari has got his second term. He has since ruled the country for 2 terms. The another man is the man Atiku Abubakar. I understand that though he's of PDP and he contested the election in 2023 with Senator Abiola TINUBU under the PDP platform, but currently we have seen him meeting with so many leaders, stakeholders, as a way of trying to see whether he could make his way into Aso Rock 2027. And the other time, we saw when he met with the former president of the country, of course, his former boss, talking about Obasanjo. And shortly after the meeting, Atiku came out to say it was a courtesy call. We understand that there's no how you look at it. It must not be unconnected to issue of 2027. The point here is, I think this issue of weaponizing religion, I think Nigerians should be wiser now, because come 2027, of course, they will see throw about the issue of sentiment as it has to do with religion. But this is where wisdom counts on the part of Nigerians, on the part of the electorates, who should henceforth resist being lured into religious sentiment as a way of deciding who to vote for. I think who to vote for when it comes to the election should be based on competence, and because we are talking about future of the country and future of Nigerians in terms of how you manage the economy, in terms of how you manage the security. And currently we are seeing that this government is hungry for money. The way they are driving tax is hitting hard on the people. I'm not saying the government should not drive tax, but I think at the point they should balance it to know that it is already affecting the welfare of Nigerians adversely, because the constitution is very clear about what the government should do about the welfare of the people. Because section 14 of that Nigerian constitution, as I've made it very clear, that the welfare of the people and the security shall be the primary purpose of governance. So if the policy of the government is affecting the welfare of the people, I think it should get a point where the government should balance it to make sure that the welfare of the people is addressed. But let me say very thank you for your time. This is Satellite Media and I'm Mr. Matu.